almost forgot to record for YouTube there. War Amongst Giants. A tactical preview and overview of current Hungarian strike doctrine and a proposal for change by Patrol Commander Isak Paktu. Hey, Clan Paktu, I remember those. um, well, thank you for that very detailed and impassioned theoretical and combat analysis. We will take it under analysis, and perhaps you can make another less radical presentation to the General Fleet Small Operations Seminar next quarter. With all due respect, sir, there was nothing theoretical in my presentation. I was hoping this panel would consider my action plan today before end of session. Ah, yes, a program to create a special squadron designed to wage combat under terrain close conditions and use those conditions to our own advantage. Interesting. Well, I think after centuries of successfully keeping the peace using deep space combat doctrines, we're in no immediate need of changing our tactics. Except every year, more of our strike pilots die in actions where they should have survived, sir. Fleet is failing to understand that Karen Sujet did more than open the galaxy when she activated the gate network. She fundamentally changed combat priorities across the galaxy. Come now. While I respect the achievements of Karen Sujet during the Vagar War, I think you are leaning into the dramatic with this unasked-for defense of your fetus. Or, I feel as if I would be remiss if I did not point out that all the qualities that caused me to ask this officer to be assigned to my staff a sense of drama was not one of them. Look at his record. I actually thought this was the same guy. Sorry. I'd threatened him with disciplinary action to get him out of the dark and put his insight down on paper. I'm no stranger to combat, Admiral Soban. You know I meant no slight, Fleet Admiral. Enough, let the Paktu make his point. I know he's not just chasing dune skippers. I have the damaged and lost numbers on strikecraft for the past 20 years at my fingertips. They are getting less pretty every year. Very well. I can see when I'm not holding the battle space. Carry on, Officer Paktu, make your point without the drama. Thank you. Let me say that in no way am I decrying over a century of victories for our people. I'm merely asking if we are acknowledging the sand shifting under our feet. If I may ask, Fleet Admiral, how many classically defined deep space battles has the fleet been involved with in the last 20 years? I would say 5 or 6. The official fleet record has it at 1, sir. The Battle of Giselle Star, GSY 9713. And even that battle was never really in doubt. Not in doubt? I led our forces in that battle. You were in the academy at the time. You have no right to make such pronouncements. You are right, sir. I do not. But you do. I was quoting from your official after-action report. The enemy was buoyed by unfounded theories about growing weakness in the Hungarian fleet, and that we had become unwilling to pursue full warfare. They were unprepared for our reaction fleet in almost every way. The Battle of Chelsea Star was never really in doubt. Commander's preparation for battle is impeccable. Indeed, continue making your point, Commander. Sir, the only takeaway should be that in the same amount of time the fleet fought one deep space action where we held the upper hand, fleet patrol elements fought over 200 small engagement in close proximity to hyperspace gates or other types of progenitor artifacts, and I'm afraid that of that number, 21% of them were listed as defeats, and almost half of them were officially designated uncertain or marginal. You know, it's pretty good. I don't know. I feel like this is a pretty acceptable statistic, right? Because imagine if it was like 99% success, right? Then that means that they could do more good by dividing their forces into smaller groups and policing more areas or something like that, right? In almost every case, our pilots were either jumped by enemy fighters and frigates, attacked from terrain close, or were unable to pursue enemy units who fled into same. I'm proposing a new training regime that will adapt these new battlefields and teach our pilots to take advantage of features like gates instead of surrendering this ground to our opponents. And to bring our victory ratio numbers back up. And your answer to this is your Wave Rider initiative? Uh-oh. Cringe. Yes, sir. A small training clique, all with real combat experience with terrain, close combat, and multiple squadrons instructed by each officer as the squadrons enter their usual refit and training cycle. It all seems reasonable. Agreed. Sands and sinners, he's made his point. Let's sign off on this and get back to the real work. Thus, I am surrounded. Very well. Patrol Commander Pack 2, you will have your Wave Rider training program. One squadron, and I will select them. They will be trained by you alone, with any increase in size and scope to only occur if you can demonstrate tangible results. Understood. Thank you, sir. I won't let you down. See that you don't. Oh, and one more thing. Officer Pack 2. If I ever find the slightest evidence that there was any kind of pre-meeting to orchestrate this little ambush, you will have to search the deepest levels of the hell of burning sands to find any trace of your career. Even toe steppers will shun you. I very much understood. Sir, yes, sir. Very well. Enter into records. Wave Rider Initiative approved per modifications of Fleet Admiral Torith Naval. Units of the Incarnate War. You know, I'm debating not going through this before playing the game because it would be spoilery, right? Like, this is gonna reveal every unit in the game, right? Wouldn't it be more fun to discover these as we play in the campaign? Garen, Incarnate, Raiders. Already we're spoiled, right? I mean, yeah, we should not read this. This it's gonna just spoil all the units in the game. I think so, right? Let's we'll do I'm gonna do just a few, just to verify that it's like a complete, like, you know, I'm gonna tell you everything kind of thing. Recon fighter, interceptor, bomber, railgun corvette, assault frigate, war only, ion cannon. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We're done. Okay. We don't read the rest of this. Okay. Let me just break it here for YouTube.